He used to talk about that all the time. He used to talk about like fisting bitches all the time.
One thing I remember you saying specifically, I remember watching one of your shows, and you said like you would never, and this is talking about inner game, right? You said you never really feel intimidated by a girl's past partners sexually because you're just like you're totally cool with that part of your life. But you also said the one thing that you kind of would feel intimidated by is if she was in a past like sub dom relationship. Could you explain that? Because I think the sub dom relationship stuff is really guys with deep like tight game, like understanding how to psychologically dominate her.
Well, yeah, because that was actually in response to a question I think somebody asked, and it was I had somebody either email me or in the live chat ask me, "Hey, I think my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend had a bigger dick than mine.
Right?
Should I be worried about this?"
Right.
And then my response was, I would be far more worried if her ex had been a professional dom.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, like, yeah, big whatever. Like, I can mimic a big penis with this fucking thing. It's called an arm.
Right.
Like, seriously, like, I'm not joking when I say that, by the way, guys. Like, every guy out here who's like, yeah, I teach dudes how to actually get a bigger dick. Like, that's a legit thing you can do. You can do exercises. You can actually grow your penis. That's something I do teach guys how to do. But it takes time, right? It takes a lot of commitment. It takes time. It's not like a magic pill. So, the prescription I give guys with a smaller dick is use your fucking fist a bitch. Like, learn how to fist a girl properly, and you will give her a sexual experience she's never had before. Because it doesn't matter. Like, you think a girl is like sitting there being like, oh, he like tore me apart, but it was with his hand, so it doesn't count. She ain't thinking that. She's like, this motherfucker just rocked my world. I don't care. Like Patrice O'Neal, who I know you're a fan of, he used to talk about that all the time. He used to talk about like fisting bitches all the time because he didn't have a very big dick, apparently. So he was talking about fisting all the time. And surprise, surprise, that shit works, right?
Yep. And he talked about how he was really good at eating pussy.
That too, right? So play to your strengths and stuff with this. So that's why I'm not really that good. Like the whole idea of like if her ex had a bigger dick than me, like whoop you fucking do. I'm gonna tie the bitch up and beat the shit out of her and have her like screaming my name. Like big dick doesn't mean shit. Like with the kind of stuff I'm pulling, you know. And that's why having tools in your tool bag, having all these different skills and stuff is useful because you can pull them out at different times. You can pull out, you can surprise them. Like, oh, have you had this happen to you before? Haha, here we go, baby. And just giving her, like, it doesn't take much. Most guys are really fucking vanilla. Most guys are giving girls a very lame, boring, sexual, cookie cutter sexual experience.
Could you define that, please? Could you define vanilla in your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, vanilla would be like missionary position with the lights off for like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's just like the vanilla is the opposite of like BDSM. That's kind of like the lingo, right? Vanilla is anything that is not kinky or perverted or exciting or experimental or adventurous. So
what would be for vanilla in that perspective for the guys watching at home? What would be like the ferocity level? Is it just like is it slow and kind of easy and
yeah. So like lovey-dovey, slow, I'm not trying to hurt you sex.
Is that normal? Is that really
that is something that is really happening in the world.
It blows my mind too because I'm just like I just think like I just can't do that. It's just I don't know. I thought you know I thought everybody was kind of more towards my side, like, you know, like for like turning them around, ferociously pounding from behind.
A lot of dudes think, because I think porn kind of skews our perspective of this because we see that in porn.
Yeah,
we see that kind of like real like 100 miles an hour sex, right? Mac is definitely very far from vanilla.
Speaking of perverts,
I know what the kind of shit this guy gets up to.
Speaking of selfish perverts,
but like women are having these lame fucking sexual experiences. Like,
yeah, I just can't believe that.
Here's the thing, John. If they weren't, then the shit I teach and the shit I do wouldn't be getting the results it does. And it like reading the testimonials from my customers, they're like, I take dudes who literally have had 3 sexual experiences in their past. They eat pussy the way I tell them to eat pussy, and the girl is like, "How many women have you been practicing this on?" You know, or how many? Like, I tell them how to fuck a girl properly, and the girl's like, how many women have you slept with? You shouldn't know this. That kind of retarded shit, right? Yeah. Because most dudes are really, really being generic and boring and lame, and it's mainly just boring. Like, they're not being exciting and adventurous. But kind of getting back to the original point, like the idea of being if her ex had been a professional dom, that would be a situation I probably wouldn't even get involved in. I wouldn't even try. I would be far less, because I don't want to. I don't want to have a dick measuring contest with her, like with her previous sexual partners. So it's like, I want to be the girl's sexual best, right? So if she's been around a fair bit, and especially if she had a past partner who was a dom, I'm like, is this juice worth the squeeze? Like, I'm going to have to bring my A game all the fucking time now, just to kind of be at that level. And or I could just go find a new bitch and immediately be her sexual best. That's probably less effort, and I'm a lazy prick. So
yeah.
With the dom thing, I'll just make a final point with it. It's you're right. It's the psychological aspect of it. It's there's the whole okay, she's giving a dom will give her a bunch of BDSM experiences that she probably hasn't had. So there's that one level to it. But the next level of that is he's fucking with her mind.
Right.
He is making her submit mentally. He's getting her into her feminine, into her submissive state of mind.
Yep.
Which is where you want her to be in a relationship anyway. This is what sex is a tool for accomplishing this. And I think I think a lot of guys, the mistake they make with sex, they use it as this sort of stress reliever. They use it as just a way to get their rocks off. It's really a way to establish frame in a relationship, the frame that you want out of the relationship, the frame that frame being, she's begging for your dick. She's chasing, your dick is so good that she is chasing you for it. She should be wanting your dick more than you want to fuck her. That's the healthy dynamic, where she wants sex more than you want sex. Mm-hmm. And the way you get that is by doing it down properly.